that I indeed would have a legitimate shot to win the presidency of the United States.
Yeah.
With all due respect, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that. Oh.
Guys, nobody on the right is talking about this quiet Stephen A. Smith running for president. I have been watching this unfold, and I've been safely bookmarking on X over the few months that it's begun, because I thought this would start to really explode to something bigger. See, Stephen A. Smith on April 7th comes out with this clip on News Nation.
And guess what? Stephen A. Smith made a little bit of news today when he said he is seriously thinking about running for president.
Good God, woman. Now that is a neck. Oh, look at those veins. Lay off the testosterone, woman. Trump is really, Stephen A. Smith is causing waves.
Of the United States.
She's got crazy eyes too. Man, this woman got crazy eyes. This is the kind of woman you're like on a first date with. You're like, hey, so what do you do for a living? I interview people on News Nation. Okay. I'm walking away. All right, take it away, crazy neck lady.
This is him on stage at the National Association of Broadcasters.
Unfortunately,
he's making too much money on ESPN to give up. Honestly, yeah. Here's the thing, BKL. Here's the thing. When the ego is involved, okay, when the ego's involved, money isn't an object. If people are whispering in your ear, which I assume this is what's happening to Stephen A. Smith, saying you need to run for president, and you say this over and over again to somebody who has an ego, I mean, it could happen to me, it could happen to you. You know, if like Donald Trump calls me and is like, "Dear Gaucher, love the show, huge fan of the show, you gotta run for president," it would make me think about it. You know, if you get like somebody calling you like that, you're gonna think about it. And I think this is what's happening to him right before his eyes. Who's gonna be VP? It's gotta be a woman.
yeah.
Hakeem Jeffries, probably.
Over the last few weeks, I've been
The president of the United States. This is him on stage at the National Association of Broadcasters.
Okay.
Unfortunately, over the last few weeks, I've had no choice but to get a bit more serious about it. I've been approached.
I've had no choice. I've had no choice whatsoever. People are pushing me into the circle, into the aisle. And I, as a proud brother from the Bronx, I have no choice but to put my hat in the ring. God, the arrogance of that statement. I got no choice. America is calling my name. America has spoken, and therefore I must act. You can always tell how old a woman is really by if you look at her neck. Can't plastic surgery that shit.
Approached by people on Capitol Hill. Okay. I've been approached by people who are elected officials in office,
no problem.
Whether it's governors or mayors or what have you, and people have legitimately and seriously asked me about that.
Yeah.
I have no desire to be a politician. My life is pretty well.
Okay.
But I've decided I'm no longer going to close that door. I'm going to keep my options open. I'm going to entertain the possibility. And if it comes in 2020, late 2026, 2027, where I look at this country and I think it's an absolute mess, and there's legitimate reason to believe, whether it's via exploratory committees or anything else, that I indeed would have a legitimate shot to win the presidency of the United States, I am not going to rule it out, and I'm not playing. I just think that it's a mess right now. I'm not scared. There's a lot that I have to learn. I am no aficionado, make no mistake about it.
Okay.
But damn it, let me hunker down for 2 or 3 months. I'll know the issues.
Holla at you.
And once that happens,
give me 2 months and I'll know everything there is to know. Derek, I love your show. You would be humongous if you run for president. Oh my God. Yeah. I would have no choice but to run for president. If the economy is in shambles, the first thing I think is send in the ESPN announcer. Send in the guy that says LeBron James is the GOAT of the game.
than imagining me on
If America needs Stephen A. Smith,
a debate stage with these people, these politicians.
yeah.
This is what I do for a living. And if for no other reason than to stand on the debate stage with tens of millions of people watching, where I get to sit back and talk about what you've been doing as politicians to literally dissipate and disintegrate.
Ooh. You know what that does to me when I hear that. You know what that does to me. Dissipate and disintegrate. You know what that does to me. You know how I start to feel. You know how I start to feel when I hear that. Look. Dissipate. Disintegrate. Holla at your boy. Commiserate. Stephen A. Smith. Running for president. I can't help it, but I'm trying to live it, man. Imagine not getting a freestyle for free. This is what the show is. I guess that's one way to humiliate yourself. Not very creative, though. Yeah, true. He's a sweet talker. He has no experience in any form of government. Yeah, no, he doesn't. The feta black uncle we never realized we needed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on, Unc. Come on, Unc.
The quality of America before our very eyes because of your own selfishness. Me having an opportunity to do that is what I mean when I say I will eat them alive. I am not a politician. I don't have a political record for them to lean on. They all...
No, but you have thousands of hours of content that we can clip up and make you look like a total idiot. Especially during BLM. Oh, it'll be so nice. See, everybody on the right is still focusing on AOC eventually running. And this is, somebody asked her about, are you going to run? And she's like, what are you talking about? My Instagram video? Perfect.
Or Senate?
Because of
You thinking about running for president? Or Senate?
because of my Instagram posts?
No, the video.
Because of my Instagram calls? No, because you're going around America and doing tours to see how they'll actually take you as president. Because my Instagram calls? Is it because of my... Oh, it's because my Instagram calls? Or because my live streams? You're not Asian, stop making that face. It's offensive to my community. Okay, I'm a step Korean. And as somebody who's step Korean, I'm just gonna say this, and I say this very aggressively. How dare you? How dare you?
I'm gonna come.
Take it away, AOC. No, because you OF dummy. Yeah.
The video, the campaign style video, it's got everybody talking.
I mean, listen, it's a video. And frankly, I think what people should be most concerned about is the fact that Republicans are trying to cut Medicaid right now and people's health care is in danger. And that's really what my central focus is. This moment isn't about campaigns or elections or about politics. It's about making sure people are protected.
I love that they're already talking about who the Democratic president is going to be running. It's so funny to me. Why is my internet crap right now? Okay, we're back. I love that they're already talking about who the Democrat presidential nominee is going to be. Totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Why? Why are we even talking about it? Trump's been in office 100 days, and they're all like, who's going to run next? And again, here's Stephen A. Smith. He won't shut up about it. I'm kind of with you, Wheelie. What'd you say? I'm the only one. Would you say? Stephen A. hurts my cognitive recognition. Yeah, me too.
Just want to let y'all know where I'm at.
Okay, tell us, brother.
Not interested.
Tell us, brother. Tell us, brother, in that fine sweatshirt you're wearing. Look at them patterns. I love to see Uncle in them patterns. I love that he's doing this with the Capitol Hill behind his back. He's got the Capitol Hill behind his back. He's like, let me just tell y'all how I'm feeling. Let me tell you where I'm at. If you guys are watching on Rumble, if you're watching on YouTube, please smash the like button. It helps me out. And if you're watching on X, I have a few of you watching on X. If you do not mind, just retweeting it helps. It helps a ginger brother out.
Just want to let y'all know where I'm at.
Tell us, mother.
Not interested in running.
Please.
Hope it doesn't come to that.
He hopes and he prays that it doesn't come to that. Thank you, Stephen A. Smith. We hoping and we praying it doesn't come to that.
But I was told I owe it to all of us.
Okay.
To at least leave the door open. That's what I did.
Stephen, shut the door. Shut the door. We don't want to see the door open anymore. Okay? We don't want to see your door open. Keep that stuff to yourself. Keep that stuff. AOC and Bernie having these rallies flying around the country on our tax money. Oh, you know it, dude. You know it. Private airlines.
That's what I did.
That's what I did.
By the way, this week.
Tell me.
This Sunday, I'm scheduled to be on This Week with George Stephanopoulos on ABC.
Yeah, they're calling me. They're telling me to do it.
And practically every other network is called.
Everybody's saying it to me.
They're apparently taking it very seriously.
Everybody on the news networks is taking me seriously running for president. Shut the They're taking it seriously. And when George Stephanopoulos comes a-calling, you have to answer. If George Stephanopoulos rang your doorbell and said, Derek O'Shea, it's time to put your hat in the ring. And I said, I ain't taking that hat off. You gonna see my receding hairline? Ain't no way. Ain't no way you see me take my hat off and see that receding hairline. Nobody wants to see that. Not even my wife wants to see that. Okay. Dude, he's cracking me up. The fact that he's just like, people speaking. I'm reading the YouTube comments, and the YouTube comments are telling me that I need to run for presidentials. And if the YouTube comments are telling me to do it, it has to be true. Gag me with the spoon.
So I have no choice but to do so. It just comes down to that.
This music.
It just comes down to that.
Yeah. I have no choice but to put my hat in the ring. I have no choice. And look at him. He's already doing the Roman salute. Okay, I support him as president. If you got the balls to do the Roman salute at a hockey game, where it's probably the safest place to do it, do it. Oh, everybody gets caught. Everybody gets caught, but only when Elon does it, does it actually matter. Everybody else can do the Roman salute as much as they possibly want, but if your name is Elon or Donald Trump and you do this gesture, it means something serious. But for Stephen A. Smith, it means absolutely nothing. And that's important to factor in life. Tang with a kick in the glass. Stephen Smith will never say it. Other people would. Yeah. Does he not realize it means someone has to roll out the scandal and finish him? The scandal's coming, you know. But will Republicans find the scandal? Democrats are better. Okay, again, this is the best part. Okay, these are all different interviews, and they like are in sequence of like April 7th, April 9th. Now we're at April 13th, and now he's on George Stephanopoulos. And he's doing the same tagline. His tagline is, I have no choice. I have no choice. And I have no choice. What is that? What movie is that from? And I have no choice. But it's like a Jim Carrey movie. I'm blanking. How did so many Nazis get on TV? Now that is a scandal. All right, let's listen to Stephen.
I saw you mentioned Bill Maher. I saw Steve Bannon was on with Bill Maher, and he was asked what Democrats he worries about. And you know the only name he mentioned as a Democrat he'd be worried about. So are you really Are you really thinking about running for president? Is this something you think?
Listen, I've been. I have no choice because I've had elected officials, and I'm not going to give their names. Elected officials coming up.
I've had elected officials, and I'm not going to give their names. Give us the names. I want to know the names. Who are these people? Cory Booker? The guy that can hold his poop and pee for hours on end? Who give us the names? I have no choice. I have no choice. Vote for Stephen A. Smith. I have no choice. Yeah, exactly.
You think?
Listen, I've been. I have no choice because I've had elected officials, and I'm not going to give their names. Elected officials coming up to me. I've had folks who are pundits come up to me. I've had folks that got a lot of money, billionaires and others, that have talked to me about exploratory committees and things of that nature. I'm not a politician. I've never had a desire to be a politician.
The hostage slogan.
I just signed a contract extension with ESPN. I am very, very
pretty
happy
good one too
with my day job. I'm very happy with my boss. This is a pretty damn good one. Just right.
Yeah, you get paid for a living to talk about sports. Keep that job, ego. But the ego comes in hot. You might say he has no choice, but he has no choice of being, no chance of being elected. I'm like, yeah.
Pretty damn good.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, they said that about Donald Trump when he ran. They said that he would never be elected. I will give Stephen A. credit for that. He does. He's interesting to listen to, and there's aura around him, even if it's annoying aura, and he always has the potential.
Good contract. I couldn't be happier. But here's the reality.
Tell us, brother.
People have walked up to me, including my own pastor, for crying out loud, who has said to me, "You don't know what God has planned for you. At least show the respect to the people who believe in you, who respect you, who believe that you can make a difference in this country, to leave the door open for any possibilities 2 to 3 years down the line." And that's what I've decided to do. But again, whether it's Governor Westmore, who I know, or Governor Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania, who I know, Andrew Cuomo, who I had the pleasure of interviewing, who's trying to get back in things, be the next mayor of New York, etc. I see a lot of people that obviously and clearly are more qualified than me.
I saw you.
God, that list was terrible. And even Donald Trump himself comes on to News Nation and starts saying that Stephen A. Smith he would be nervous if Stephen A. Smith runs. Listen.
Stephen A. Smith may run for president, as you know.
Look at him. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have no choice. But if you keep saying that I need to run for president, I'm going to act like totally embarrassed.
Stephen A. Smith may run for president, as you know. Do you have any advice for Stephen A. If he launches the run?
No, Stephen A. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. I love watching him. He's got great entertainment skills, which is very important. People watch him. You know, a lot of these Democrats I watch, I say they have no chance. I've been pretty good at picking people and picking candidates, and I will tell you, I'd love to see him run.
All right, there you go. Stephen A.
We are totally getting a Stephen A. Smith running, aren't we? We are getting a Stephen A. I can feel it. I can feel us getting a Stephen A. Smith. And what's worse is I could see him winning. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there.